We're here at Ferncliff Cemetery, just outside New York. This is where Malcolm X has been buried. He was brought here after he was assassinated in 1965. His gravestone reads Haji Malik al-Shabazz, Malcolm X, 1925 to 1965, and right beside him is his wife. Malcolm X got killed also in the prime of his life. He was only 39 years old, and for me he's always been a hero, someone to look up for. He was instrumental in the civil rights movement, and his legacy still remains today. The works that Malcolm X did, the works that Martin Luther King did, shaped the rest of the 20th century, and a lot of the freedoms that we have today in the world are due to their efforts. And mashallah, Malcolm X was an extraordinary individual. Not only was he fighting segregation and racism, but he was also promoting Islam. He became a member of the Nation of Islam first, and then he became an Orthodox Muslim, became a Sunni in 1964 when he went on a Hajj and he saw the brotherhood of the Muslim world and the unity and the love that we had for each other, regardless of color, race, creed. And then he spent the remaining part of his life, which was only a year, in promoting Orthodox Islam. And unfortunately he was killed when he was talking to some of his followers, and since that time he's been buried here.
Inspired millions and millions of people all over the world, not just in America, in Africa and various other places around the world as well. So at that, it's just amazing who he was as a person as well. Even when he had that difficult start in his life, involved in all sorts of things that young people are involved in today, drugs and alcohol, but he turned that around, which was amazing. And at the same time as well, he found the truth in prison. Probably one of the last places that you might find the truth. But that as well, he went further, and for his own self, he went to Hajj, and that's when he realised that this is Islam, that what he saw in amongst the place that he went to, Makkah and Medina. And when he came back with that truth, that's when obviously his life was threatened. His life was in danger. But that didn't stop him. He had no fear that, of his life, in terms of, people going after him or whatever else. But as we know, people took it to the extreme where obviously he was assassinated while giving a speech, and hence we know that, he's known, he stood for the truth. And as I said, it's very few people in the world who do that, even knowing that his life was in danger. And, it's just that he was shot while speaking the truth. And as I said, it's for us, if we could only be like that as well. We just hope to be, and these are the kind of people we should be idolising and looking at. Obviously, we our Prophet, peace be upon him, is beloved to us more than anything else. But in terms of within our lifetime, people that we know within our role models, within our times
people
as well,
we should look up to.
Malcolm X is certainly one of those people for many people. And if you don't know about Malcolm X, I would really tell people, go out and learn about them and try to understand where he was coming from, and at the same time as well maybe have some of those abilities and understanding concepts of Imam Malcolm X as well, in regards to obviously standing up for the truth, which is never easy, and especially the times that we're living in, it's even more harder. So you could only imagine how difficult it would have been for Malcolm X in that environment at that time, that he knew his life was
at threat.
Yeah, his life was at threat.
Getting daily, constant sort of threats. Yeah.
Not just himself, his family as well. His wife Shabazz, who's buried next to him, she likewise.
And it's amazing for me. It's just extremely poignant that I'm here of all days on the anniversary of my own brother's death, who passed away a year ago at the age of 45, also cut in his prime. But we have to be trustful in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plans, and we have to accept them, and we do, and we pray that all of these individuals, whether it's my brother or Malcolm X or Betty Shabazz, they get granted a place in Jannat al-Firdaus. And I feel quite honoured to be here, and honestly, for someone I have looked up all my life, yeah, to be at his grave, to make Fatiha, to make dua for him, his wife, and everyone else. It's an overwhelming feeling. So inshallah, if you get a chance to visit here, then do so. Assalamu alaikum.